What's up everyone? Coach David here, Mr. Defiance Training. So we're back in the kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you all what exactly it is that I meal prep. Now if you haven't already, I have another video already made of me showing what I eat throughout the week. But now diet is a little bit differently. Some things stay, some things have changed. So now this is more of a, we'll think of it as an updated meal prep for what I currently eat now. So now, no longer drinking my eggs raw. I think in the last video I brought up the fact that I drink them raw. Did some more research, talked to the nerd at school, and he said the bioavailability of protein when it's raw, it's as if you're only getting half the amount versus when it's cooked. So gotta cook my eggs now if I want the full amount of protein. So what's the easiest way for me to make a bunch of eggs in bulk to last through the week? Boil them. So this big oil right here, I got 20 eggs all in there. Look at that. Look, oh, I think I just cracked one. Yeah, oh well. They're all gonna end up getting cracked open. So you see, I got 20 eggs in there. All I gotta do, add some water, let it boil, boom, they'll all cook for the entire week. Now if I eat 3 to 4 every morning, then they're gonna last me 4 to 5 days. Boom, done in bulk like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with water and then place it on the stove, get it going. Okay, so just gotta fill it up with water. Honestly, just fill it up to the level of the actual egg themselves. I see a lot of people, they fill the container, whatever it is boiling in, all the way, even though the egg is only like 2 inches in height at max. So what's the point of all the extra water? As long as the egg is covered with water, it's gonna boil through how hot it gets. So boom, that should be enough. Now from right here, I'm gonna go ahead, place it on the stove, let it boil, and then we're gonna be moving on to what's next. Breakfast out the way. Typically in the morning, I'll eat 3 to 4 eggs along with half a cup of oatmeal. But the oatmeal I can make in the morning, that's not a big deal. It only takes a couple seconds. Pour the oats in the bowl, put whatever liquid, pop it in the microwave, done. Eggs ready to go. So now let's move on to a couple meals later down the road. Now we're looking at lunch. For this week, and for actually every week, I'm always going to be having rice. So this remained the same. If you saw in my last video, when I meal prep, regular rice. The only difference is now, instead of doing 1.5 cup of raw rice, I am doing 2 cups of raw rice because I'm eating a little bit more now. So 2 cups raw, dry. Put it in the rice cooker. And then I personally like a 2-to-1 ratio, twice as much liquid compared to how much rice you have. So if you do the math, 2 cups of rice times it by 2, that's 4 cups of liquid. I don't put water, I put chicken broth. All right, you get the nutrients. That's all in here, and plus it makes it taste a little bit better than just eating regular plain white rice. Just so happens, this container is exactly 4 cups, so I don't have to worry about measuring them. If you remember my last video, I did measure 3 cups at a time, and fuck that, that takes too long. 4 cups, now I know. All I gotta do is just pour the whole thing in there. So let's get it. And just like the last time you saw me make rice as well, it's not just the chicken broth I'm putting. I'm putting turmeric and pepper. Right there, come on, get in there. Okay, yeah, turmeric and pepper. The reason why you want pepper in there, it helps you, I don't know if it's absorb or activate, I don't know what's the right term here for turmeric. Read some study a while back, it was a long time ago, it was like when I was in high school, so can't really remember what the right term was. But basically, if you want the full benefits of turmeric, you gotta have pepper in there. Same thing, like think about the concept of calcium and vitamin D, the two go hand in hand. So I usually sprinkle enough pepper just to cover the top. Afterwards, same thing with the pepper. And it also adds a little bit of flavor. The turmeric, not so much. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the flavor of turmeric. It's not coming out. I'm not a big fan of flavor of turmeric, but the pepper does add a little something, so you're not so bored. Plus, you know, it's got health benefits. Okay, after that, I like mixing it in. I'll just use a regular spoon. Because all the pepper and turmeric stay at the top of the water, I like to just mix it in so it seeps in, you know, dissolves in the water. Because then once it starts boiling, it's just going to stay at the top, so the rest at the bottom is not going to get anything. Or not as much, at least. So nice to mix it up, get all the pepper, all the turmeric evenly dispersed in there. Alright, that's good enough. Once you put that in the sink. After that, cover it, plug it in, little lever, boom. Got to flick it down, it's done. You don't even have to worry about it. Alright, eggs out the way, rice done. I forgot to mention, before I even started the rice, I went over and turned on the grill. So that way, it's preheating. You know, it's the little things that add up time. Imagine if I would have waited until now to get the grill going, we would have to wait even more time waiting for it to get up to temperature. It's already ready right now because it's been on for a while. This week, I actually got two protein sources, main protein sources, let's say. I got pork and I got chicken. So you see the chicken, the roasted chicken, that stayed from the last diet. All right, I'm keeping some of the basics in there, but this time, pork. Honestly, main reason, I got tired of eating chicken, and this has a little bit of different flavor, and it's actually really cheap. Pork compared to chicken and regular beef, a lot cheaper, and the flavor is there as well. So I just put whatever seasoning. I actually started seasoning my chicken, my food, believe it or not. So right here, I got a little bit of salt, a little pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. Didn't go overboard. All right, just enough to give it a little flavor, so it's not so plain. Secret cooking pork, low and slow. I don't want to cook it fast. I don't want to burn it. I don't want to make it dry because I don't want to be sitting there for hours chewing. So grill on. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the meat on there, and then we'll come back in to show you what's next. Okay, meat is on the grill, rice is cooking, eggs are boiling. You know what's next? Chicken. It needs shredding. So, basically, easiest way that I do this, get yourself a different container. Just start pulling pieces off the chicken, and then just start trying to separate the bones. Luckily, since it's what's it called? Roasted chicken, falls off the bone pretty easily. Okay, there we go. And then bones, you don't need them. Have a trash can nearby, just throw them in there. Alright, so this is real easy process. The reason why I'm putting it in a separate container right now is because I go through it one time first, getting all the major bones out, you know, basically getting the big chunks. But I keep the bag. The second time I go through it is when I really start shredding. So as you can see right now, I'm taking just the bones out, but I'm leaving these big pieces. See how big that is? These big pieces in there. The second time, once I'm done, is when I'll start taking it from right here and then really start shredding it apart and putting it back in the bag. And I just, for now, I keep it in the bag, ready to go. So when it's time to eat, just pull it straight out of the bag, boom, down the hatch. So I'll go ahead, and you don't need to see me doing cutting out this chicken. So I'll turn off the camera for now, and then once I'm done, I'll show you what's next afterwards. Okay, chicken is fully shredded, as you can see. Oh, I don't know if you can't see. Went through it twice. First time, just taking out the big pieces of meat, separating from the bone. Second time, really shredding up and make sure I didn't miss any of those smaller bones. That's out the way. And then by now, the eggs are done. So I already turned off the stove. Let me grab them real quick. Oh, hot, hot, hot. There we go. So, how am I doing this? Oh yeah, you can see the steam. They are done. Remember, hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled, medium-boiled, whatever. These, 15 minutes. That's all it takes to make your breakfast for the week. And then the oats, only a couple minutes if you make them in the morning. So now, just gotta separate them from the water, keep them in this container. One real important thing though, to make sure they stay, I wouldn't necessarily say fresh, but so they don't go bad as fast, do not separate them from the shell until the morning that you eat them. I've done in the past where I crack them all and put just the egg in here with no shell. By the time it gets to the fourth day, they're all slimy or they're hard. It's very unappetizing. So best thing, just keep them in the shell like this. And then if on Wednesday I'm gonna be eating the eggs, I'll crack open 3 or 4, however you want to eat on Wednesday. I'll crack them that morning. Okay, so I'll get these out the way, and then afterwards I'll show you what's next. Okay, I forgot to mention that throughout all of this, I'm occasionally going back to the grill, flipping the meat, make sure it obviously doesn't burn. So just make sure you don't get too caught up with everything that's in here. Make sure you check on your meat as well. You don't want to be burning it because that's not good. Now, this week's choice in vegetable. Spinach. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in a little Tupperware. So anytime you cook a vegetable, or you just have vegetables in general, and you pack it with your carb, your protein, whatever it may be, vegetables are always going to be the first thing that go bad. So if you ever ran into a situation where you put everything together in the Tupperware, but then next thing you know, it smells really bad when you open it and you're like, oh man, the whole thing went bad. most likely it's not everything in there that went bad. It's just the vegetables that went bad. So one thing I learned is it's better to put whatever vegetable you put, whether you steamed it, cooked it, or you're eating it raw like this, put it in a separate, smaller container the way I'm doing. As you can see, I'm doing 1 handful of spinach per container, and 1 handful for me is equivalent as 1 cup of vegetables. So this is 1 cup. Instead of scooping it, that's gonna be too complicated. Just grab it with your hand. Just make sure you wash your hands, obviously. So we're just gonna go ahead and pack all of them. But like I was saying, yeah, vegetables always the first thing that go bad. So just pack them separately. So this way, your regular Tupperwares with your rice and meat or whatever carb you're eating are still intact. But this goes bad. Okay, easy. You could just get rid of this part, still enjoy the rest, no problem. So right here, I got 6 little Tupperwares of spinach. And then I'll eat 1 with each meal. Obviously throughout the week I'm gonna have to refill them because the amount of rice and then the amount of meat that I'm making is going to equate to 8 meals. But I only got 6 of these little ones because I originally had 8, but they all cracked. They cracked open by accident from dropping and throwing my lunchbox around all the time. But you know what? That's alright. It's no big deal. So make sure we pack them all. I'll refill them throughout the week, no big deal. I don't know if you were able to hear, but right now while I was talking, I heard a little lever pop up. That means it's done. The rice is ready. It's just gonna sit there, continue steaming, get that last little bit of moisture absorbed by the rice. One thing I do like to do though with rice is, even when it's done right there, and you're not about to take it all out, I like to take a spoon. I'll take a spoon. Open it up, be careful because all these things are going to come out. And I like to just mix it around. So at least all the steam that's stuck underneath all the rice gives it a chance to circulate a little bit more. Not really sure if it does anything, but I just feel more comfortable if I do this. And also it makes it easier so it doesn't just all of a sudden sit there in one big block, because then later on when you try to scoop it, it comes out in one big gulp. This will kind of like loosen everything up again. Get a little bit more airflow in there. And also, so just in case something at the bottom was stuck, you finally get a chance to move it around so it doesn't stick onto your actual rice cooker, it doesn't mess it up. Okay, so eggs are done. Rice is done, just gotta let it cool off. Vegetables are packed. Chicken is shredded. The only thing that's missing here, other than the meat, which is still cooking, I want to make sure we cook that thoroughly though, I don't want raw pork, is my purple drink. Now, if you've seen my last meal prep video, you saw that I made the purple drink, all the vegetables, blended up. I even have an entire video on just purple drink to go with it. Oh, my light turned off. Hold up. Sorry about that. The light turns off when it's been on for a while. So I just want to make sure, we're still alive here. Gotta make sure we got the good lighting. Gotta get all the good angles. Stop doing that. See, it keeps turning off. Yeah. Oh well, we're just gonna go without the light. I just grabbed it. It's actually overheating. It's a pretty strong light. It's only like this big, but it gives a lot of, extra brightness here. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. The purple drink, my last video of meal prepping is on there. An entire video on its own about just the purple drink, so you can see exactly what goes into it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean up all the vegetables, chop them up, get ready to blend them. You don't need to see that all over again. If you're really curious, and if you haven't already, check out the other 2 videos so you can know more in depth what goes into it. Once I get that out the way, the pork, I was about to say chicken, the pork should be done by then. So I'll bring it back in once everything is fully blended, everything is fully cooked, and then it's ready to pack. Okay, we're back. Everything is absolutely done. So the pork, they're cooked. Look at that nice good color. Not overcooked, not dry, not raw either, because I don't want raw pork. So as you can see, that's looking good. Rice, nice and fluffy. Ooh, hot, it's so hot. Eggs, boiled. Vegetables, packed for a couple days. I'm gonna have to repack them again later on in the week. Chicken, shredded. And the purple drink, I already blended up. That's the only thing I already did pack, because I didn't want to get warm, so I kept it in the fridge. So you can see, oh, you can see some of the pulp is starting to sit. So just, there we go, nice. Okay, so that's everything. The only thing that I have left to do is just chop up the pork, portion it all out in the Tupperwares. I have it. I'm going to be portioning them out the same way that I did in the last video. 1 cup of rice and 8 ounces of pork. Now 8 ounces for just so happens to be just a little bit more than a cup right here. So if it's not flat, but like, you know, how like a little mound. So we'll call it a heaping scoop of pork will be exactly what I need per meal. I see no point in showing you chopping it up, portioning it out. You can all do that. But there you have it. That's what I eat. All of this took less than 1 hour. Just think about what takes the longest amount of time. Do that first. Let it sit. And then in the meantime, do everything else. All right. It's the little things that add up. This will save you a lot of time throughout the week. This way you could avoid going out, getting fast food, going to whatever restaurant, whatever it may be. More cost efficient. It's cheaper to make food at home and take it with you to go. It's better for your health, especially if you're trying to lose weight or whatever. This way you don't have to go out. You already know your macros in here. So if you have any other meal prep tips, or you got any other recipe suggestions, please let me know. This is what I'm just so happy to be doing, and it's just a couple of my meals. Some of my meals I'll be making throughout the day as well. For example, the protein shakes, that will be blended up the day of. The oatmeal I'm going to be eating in the morning along with the eggs. That is going to be microwaved and made in the morning. It only takes a couple minutes. Not every little thing needs to be done ahead of time, just whatever's going to be taking up the most time. The little things can be done throughout the day. So with that being said, if you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you all next time.